What's going on, everybody? Got some plants here, but I want to show you guys that in another video I'm going to do after this. And also do an update on the fry tank, annotation on the screen. But I want to talk about propagating plants. Now, I've talked about this a few times in a couple of my recent videos, but it's so important and it's such a good tip, I want to dedicate an entire video to this topic, because I think you will, not a lot of beginner people know this, and it really helps them whenever you're running with a low-tech tank like this. This is an HE lighting, not high output, so it'll help it whenever you break up the stems. And it's really important when you don't have roots, like this crip, for example. This is a steroid crip right here. Whew, how big that bad boy is. Anyway, when you're dealing with a crip, you're obviously not going to have to propagate this because it has really good roots. You know, same with the shamrock here. But this Linderina, it doesn't really have any roots, so you're going to want to propagate it, separate it. So I'm going to throw this back in the tank so it doesn't dry out. This as well, actually. So anyway, guys, what you're gonna want to do, I'm gonna show you what you're gonna want to do, and then tell you what's important. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why it's important first. When you don't have roots on your plants, which is like 80% of the time, this is Anacris. It's a very good beginner plant. Not a huge fan of the way it looks, but it's really easy to grow. So I'm gonna throw these back in here actually, because I don't want them to dry out. I'll do a video on that later. But again, like I was saying, whenever you have a plant, what they do whenever they sell you bunch plants is they're grown on a farm. They cut it off. Let's say this had roots, right? This was in the dirt or whatever they grow it in the tanks, or farm, whatever. And it's really high. It's like all the way to the ground or something. It's like all the way up to here, right? What they do is they go all the way down here, they cut it off. So you'll have this top part, which is this, and then they still have the root. So it can keep growing. It's like a never-ending money tree. That's what they do, which is cool, I mean, that's how they make their money, that's fine. But it takes a while for your roots to establish on a plant. Now this doesn't happen with all plants. Like with Wigia has usually roots on it and yada yada. But I'm gonna take this plant for example. Now I tore off all these leaves, as you see. Why did I do that? Because whenever you bury this, the whole point of propagating is you don't bunch it up and put a band on it all in one and bury it. It's going to be really hard for that plant to establish roots, because all of these stems are going to be fighting for nutrients in that one spot. So when you break it up, you have one here, one here, one here. They all have individual nutrient spots for them to suck up all the nutrients and establish roots. That's why it's so important to propagate your plants. And I wish I had known that a long time ago, because I would have saved a lot of money and saved a lot of plants. But I know that now just by doing trial and error, research, asking around, yada yada yada. So there's not really a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. There are a few, but that's why I wanted to do this. So that's why you propagate your plants. Now, when you get a plant, you're going to want to break it up, take off the band, spread them out, evaluate them. Now, let's say this end here was just wobbling. Let's break it off, okay? Then take off, I don't know, however deep your gravel is. This one isn't really too deep back there, so I took off, five or six leaves here. Because these all had leaves. If you plant this in the substrate with leaves on it, those leaves will start to decay, die, rot, and then your plant is gonna have to work that much harder to remove them. And well, first it's gonna try to repair them, and it's gonna try to remove them. So that's just gonna prolong the whole situation. So just do it yourself. It'll save you time, and eventually, you're gonna have to get them out of the water and stuff. So that's how you propagate them. And what I do is, whenever I throw this in there, I'll cut this band in half. I wrap it around here, about a 1/2 inch from, well, I guess that's a quarter of an inch maybe, from the bottom, so the roots can, you know, start to grow. And a lot of people, you might find, say, oh, don't use metal bands, it's bad for them, it's bad for them, it's bad for your water. Now, a lot of people say that, a lot of people don't. I'm one of the believers where it does not do anything to your water. These are not biodegradable, so they will last forever in your tanks. But if you choose not to, then go right ahead. You can get like root anchors or whatever they're called, but they come with your plant, and as you see here, I have a bunch of them. I came with all the plants and all that. And also, if you need those, just go around in your LFS and just ask them, because they'll have a bunch in the gravel. Just say, hey, can I grab a few, and just grab them, you know. So hopefully this video helped you guys. And what that will do, why you need this, is because there's no roots, so there's nothing to help hold it down when you bury it, because it's gonna float right up, which will start all over again. You got to rebury it and everything. So just use this, cut it in half, and you can get away with putting two to three leaves in one. Okay, like I'll probably do 2 in 1 here, but that's totally up to you. If you just do one and separate them about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So if you want to do just one, that's even better. If you want to do 3, that's okay too. Hopefully this video helped you guys. I'm doing a plant giveaway soon. I'm going to hit 200 videos, so keep on the lookout. Subscribe if you want. Let me know if you have any questions. God bless and stay wet, man.